Hi, Joe. I was waiting entire my life for this. You think you have chosen one, Joe?
I never claimed to be.
You got that wrong, Joe. And now, there is no more room for words, Joe. We have to do this. This is something we must do. There is no room for the words, Joe. No room at all. I want to kill you, Joe. This is my destiny, Joe. This is my birthright. Why you are cheating my destiny, Joe? Ever since I burned, I earned it, not burned, not born, Joe. No one can stop me, but I can stop myself. But I will not stop myself, Joe. I own the planets. I own 25 of them, and I build them more. I eat them for breakfast, Joe! You got that? I listen to humanity, Joe! And I buried it in my sleep! Ever since I was born, Joe! When I reverse little boy! Yes! Yes! You can be a better person! I can choose you! I will piss on your eyes! I will throw a curse on you! Your mother will not recognize you! Chen Chao was my best friend! And he became one after influence of alcohol. Love is surprise, stranger!
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the man who can somehow stay alive even though it's not explained why I have special powers, Carl Charles.
And I am the man who become a vampire! See my John?
And today we are doing another cool episode where we have picked 4 some would consider terrible films and try and say nothing but nice things about them. Yes, but before we go on,
yeah, go on.
If you are listening, obviously you're listening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends. And there you go, buddy.
Yeah, I have to say, at a certain point, watching some of these films that we have listed here, which Samurai Cop, Deadly Vengeance, right?
Yep.
Which there's an alternate version I've read that is called The Revenge of Samurai Cop, which has less nudity and more Tommy Wiseau.
Okay. All right.
You got Vampire's Kiss from 1998, the Nicolas Cage film. Birdemic 2, The Resurrection. Why? Right?
Yeah.
And what's it called? The Spirit from 2008.
Yes.
So what order did you watch them in?
I watched Spirit, Samurai Cop,
Yeah.
Vampire Kiss, and Birdemic 2. Right. Terrible stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched The Spirit because I'd already seen it first. I watched that first, then watched Vampire's Kiss. I tried to save Samurai Cop 2 for the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I watched but I ended up watching it second because I was like, okay. And I watched Birdemic last, and I was like, wow, this film can stretch time. That's all I can see. Okay, speaking of Birdemic, actually, yeah, let's go through that first. This is a tough one because there's not a lot of good things to say about it. But I will say this, right? The acting, some of this sounds backhanded, but it's not, right?
Okay.
The acting is on par with the first one, right?
Yeah.
So they are definitely sequels to one another, right?
Yeah.
The camera shots and everything is like similar, yeah. The static, where how people move, how people enter the scene, how people like the camera cuts across there. You know, the cinematography, so it is consistent, yeah.
Yeah.
So as bad as you visually set the tone, and this piggybacks on that. So you know it's definitely a sequel to that one, right? They had the lead female here, blonde girl.
Yeah.
And they had a scene where she hooks up with the main guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, are they going to go gratuitous or not? And she's just in her underwear, which is fine, right? And then I think the scene goes to black as she starts to pull down her top. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, good. They have restraint here. Yeah. Yeah. Later on in the film, though, contradictory.
Yeah.
There's a scene where they're filming in the film. So the people in the film are making another film. It must be a slasher horror because they've got these girls in the gym lockers, right? These three chicks, yeah, and they're topless. And I'm like, all right, why? But
yeah,
I mean, they could have been wearing bikini tops or something like that, yeah. But then they had this dude come in there like he's a slasher horror film killer, right? Just a dude in a white shirt with a knife, and I'm like, oh, whatever. But the way they started screaming and running back, I was like, okay, yeah, I get the vibe of this scene. It's meant to be a slasher horror.
Yeah.
So I accept that. I'm like, you know what? Okay, it does exactly what the job is meant to do. The thing is, though, after the birds come in and you got the girls just jumping up and down trying to swip the birds with the towels, I was like, I'm not 100% on that. And then after the girls die, and you got them shots where, oh yeah, check the one girl's neck to see her pulse, Ryan, and then then the guy puts the camera on the other two girls, which there's nothing to do with them in the scene whatsoever. No. I mean, aside from the blood, they're meant to be dead. You can close up their face. No, you just had to get the full upper half of them in. And I'm like, yeah, that wasn't quite necessary, but I mean,
yeah. It was hilarious that sort of part. I was like, ah. And again, it suited it.
Yeah,
it suited it because I was like you said, I was like, oh, okay, they showed restraint for the first bit with the non-nudity, and then this bit, and I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. And then because of that whole bit, I was like, yeah, you know what, I get what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
still felt a bit weird, but it's making fun of that film genre. So I was like, yeah, cool, it makes sense. It's just not have boobs out for no reason. So I was like, yeah, it's all
right. There was one bit where the birds, the crappy CG birds,
the best
from the first. I mean, they're still crappy, but it's still the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's shooting them with the pop guns, which I never see them reloading. So
yeah. Yeah, they got infinite bullets. Yeah, just
realized that. But sticking with here's the thing: if they went completely over the top cartoony, you'd accept that. Some dude tries to do a martial arts like roundhouse kicks on the birds. So it's like they're over there. You're shooting them down. You decide to stop shooting to do like roundhouses, like spinning roundhouses, and you're like, all right, well that's comedic. But then as soon as you land your feet back on, you start shooting again. It's like, okay, all right. I mean, sure. This film is completely nonsensical, except that it doesn't. I think it doesn't go too far to embrace it. Because you've got elements there. You've got elements there that you tie together, or at least bring to the forefront. They had the giant jellyfishes that stung the girl that was on the CG,
which felt so random, but yeah.
And she ran across. Oh, it's the jellyfish. Oh, the main actress, the four main actors are like, yeah, okay, whatever. Then you had the cavemen who came back from the fossil fuel era.
Yep.
You got the zombies as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, right. But these don't tie together. That's the problem.
No, like I get they're trying to lean into the whole. Obviously, they listen to like the whatever people said about the first ones. They kind of try to lead in with the comedic bits, but it didn't really work because it felt too thrown together. But I kind of give them respect for trying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, is like when the main character guy, who's the screenwriter, right? I mean, the dialogue's so weird. It's like these people know who these people are in the film,
Yeah.
but every time they talk to each other, they have to introduce each other as they do. Oh, you're a screenwriter, blah blah blah. It's like, oh, I'm an actress. Like, okay, right.
Yeah,
Filling
yeah,
in the
yeah.
audience, fair enough, right?
Yeah.
And then was one guy talking about how he has didn't have a film flop because he didn't have creative control. And I was like, is this guy trying to talk about his own previous film, trying to say that the studio interfered and that's why it was bad? And then you have more creative control on this one, but it's still just as bad.
Yeah. That was a bit weird.
But yeah, the screenwriter and everything, when he celebrated, okay, so there's scenes where like you think they'd cut it just before because it stays on him sometimes when he's doing stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he's like holding a smile or holding a celebration or whatever, right?
Yeah.
For just a fraction too long where it's slightly uncomfortable and you're like, yeah, it's comedic. You laugh at it because you're like, why?
Yeah, it's like
He's like looking at the kind of, you see that probably the next 2 seconds after he's looking at the camera going, come on, cut, I have to hold this position.
because I kind of enjoy like saying good things about it. I kind of enjoyed that it feels literally like someone's first ever made a film, and it's just going with how it is. So it kind of, I can find entertainment in that. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, it's the best. And like, lots of the sound bits are funny, but then it's like, because I edit a lot of videos and stuff, and I noticed like you can tell when they're two different cameras or whatever they're using because the sound quality dips proper. And you're like, oh wow, that's amazing.
Or you reckon they only had one camera, so they had to reposition it.
Yeah,
and that actually was slightly further away, so they don't have mics or anything like that.
Yeah.
This film, I have to say as well, which is weird, is they blur out the license plates for the cars. They blur out faces because they must be filming guerrilla style and just
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Because the girl that comes running out after the jellyfish thing, right, with the blood all over her.
Yeah.
She's running across, and then you got people probably looking at the beach, going, "What is going on here?"
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, I say, like, this is weird for me to say I enjoyed because that's filmed in LA. It's blatantly filmed in LA. Lots of places they filmed, I've been there and I was like, I remember that place. That's hilarious. Oh, good on them.
Yeah. I didn't quite enjoy this as much as I enjoyed the first one. It seemed like this was piggybacking onto that, except that was bad, right?
Yeah.
But it made sense.
Yeah.
This didn't make sense.
No.
But not in a good bad way.
No.
It's just like, let's throw everything here. Call it Birdemic, the resurrection. Even though you got them cavemen and them other like them giant jellyfish that just do whatever they would that one scene, and then that was it. And then the rain of rains red blood and whatever,
Yeah. That's
so it's kind of but I think that you see, I do enjoy the running joke though. I don't know if they intended it this way, where everyone who introduces themselves has something specific, and they just basically is like, oh yeah, I'm an actor, I'm a screenwriter, oh let's go make a film. And then later on when there's a random blonde lady come out of the log cabin, oh my name's whatever, right? And this guy goes, oh yeah, me too. I mean, not me too. He goes, oh yeah, my name is blah blah blah. I'm also a screenwriter.
Yeah,
like,
I'm Jeff.
Okay.
I'm a screenwriter. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I mean, what maybe kind of throw an eyebrow up was when the Asian guy got killed at the end.
Yeah.
And then he fell in the water, and then the birds decided, all right, that's our job done. I mean, there's still like 4 other white guys people to kill, but like, nah, we're just gonna all right.
We killed the minority. Let's move.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, and what I found hilarious as well, like, wait, there's a little boy in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Is he from the first? Is he meant to be that kid from the first one?
I see. I read. I when I watched it, I didn't notice, but when I read that, I was like, okay, fair enough. The professor is also, I think, the same professor, but
Yeah.
there's only one professor. He's just there with the camera on him, and he's just talking
Yeah.
at the camera like he's giving a lecture in school or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, all right.
Sure.
But yeah, that little kid, yeah, it was supposed to be
Okay, that makes weird sense.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like you're saying, the story in the first one is about that guy who is trying to become the best solar panel salesman, and then
Yeah.
the birds attack. And then in this one, it's about a dude who needs to make a film, and then the birds attack.
Yeah, he's somehow friends with the guy from the first film, the couple in the first film. It's like, all right, yeah. I think there's too many repeated spots here.
Yeah.
Unless they're doing it deliberately.
Maybe they thought,
but even
they thought it worked the first time, so let's try again.
Exactly, but then they're like, we got stuff that we didn't have in the first one. Let's just go maniac here, and it's just like kind of hit and miss-ish. I think most of it though is unintentional comedy.
Yeah. I think that as well.
So yeah, with the people acting in it, I don't know if they're deliberately acting. At this point, I don't know if they're deliberately acting bad or just trying to act consistent with the previous movie.
Yeah.
Or when I say deliberately, or actually are acting bad.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the blonde lady in it, I think I've seen her in another thing before. And I feel
Which
like...
one, the main girl in this film or the main girl in the previous film?
The main girl in this film. And I feel like she's downplaying her acting to fit in.
Okay.
But I could be completely wrong, but that's how it feels. Like,
I have to say as well, there's some odd charm to the undynamicness of the camera not moving.
Yeah.
So people just stand somewhere.
Yeah.
And then when the shot goes to them, then they start moving.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, okay. I mean, yeah. Though I have to say, so that when the main guy was like lecturing over the blonde girl in the film, if they didn't end up together, I'd have been like, man, that guy's a sleazeball. But obviously, when he started getting together, you're like, all right, fair enough. He was like, oof, that's a girl that
Yeah.
Not just gonna stare at her and stuff like that. And like, I'm gonna try and get a relationship out of this. Which okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But the way he was just like, ooh, yeah, and stuff like that,
Yeah, it's like, that's not creepy whatsoever.
Eye contact, man. Eye contact. No eye contact. As soon as she turns around,
It's so weird. But, yeah, would I watch it again? Probably. Because I think I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And I found it was alright. But, yeah, I probably would watch this again. Probably.
In some ways, it's cheesy, but not cheesy enough as well.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Are you gonna make us watch the third one?
Wait. There's a third one.
Isn't there a third one?
I didn't know.
I'm just gonna check it. I'm gonna check that. It came out this year.
Oh wow. Okay.
Sorry, 2022. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're gonna watch that. We have to.
All right. Let's. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me just note that down, and then we'll move on to the next film. What film did you watch next? What one to speak about next?
Let's speak about The Spirit, because there's not much about that. Because I reckon Vampire Kiss and Samurai Cop 2, there's a lot we can speak about on those two. Okay.
So, here's the thing with this film.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I really like the look of it actually. And it's like it is black and white, but not, because there's tinges of Sin City, but not kind of, right? Because sometimes you get the lower flesh tone colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson just being a super ham. Like if you go to this film in no way is, then you'll be fine. At some point though, I have to say, I was watching. I was like, they say dialogue as though they are in like a black and white movie way back then, or like they're hard-boiled cops, right?
Yeah.
But it's exaggerated because they keep on saying the same sort of things.
Yeah.
So if you switch the sound off, right? it comes across, I think, really well as a movie. Like if you make up your own dialogue because whatever, right? Because sometimes they say stuff and you're like, I don't think people kind of speak like that really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even it's exaggerated of the era that he's trying to make it speak about.
Yes.
But I think that Frank Miller did a good directing job. Yeah, he got the femme fatales to be the femme fatales. He got Samuel Jackson to be completely over the top, and like, yeah, it wasn't a bad watch.
No, it wasn't a bad watch at all.
Yeah, I think you could have rewritten the script to be better, because there's bits actually where Gabriel, the spirit, looks at the screen and says something, like narrates what's happening.
Yeah,
but it never seems out of place.
No.
So that's good done there, right? Yeah, but I just think it's trying too hard to be. It is Frank Miller's got in that mode.
Yeah,
where this is at some parts Sin City combined with his Batman Dark Knight saga.
Yeah, insanity.
And if you read more recent Frank Miller, like after the 2000s, he kind of does things one way ish.
Yeah, insanity. That's the way.
Well, yeah, but I don't think this was insane enough.
No, it wasn't. Which is a good thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of toes the line between kind of like. I mean, it could go more over the top.
Yeah, it could.
But then it's also in that line where it could be straight, and you just gotta if they didn't have the powers they did have it, I think it'd be more straight because somehow the octopus and the spirit are immortals. I say somehow, but you know what I mean. In the comics they weren't. So yeah.
Which again, it's never really explained.
It's aside from the spirit got shot to death, Danny Colt, right? Danny Colt. And then Samuel Jackson, I believe, was the coroner, injected him with something, and then he came back from the dead. And then Samuel Jackson, I'm going to inject myself with this as well, so I can also be an immortal. Mwahaha. Okay, right?
Okay,
yeah. All right, okay, all right. I guess. I mean, but there's comedy parts in it which I thought were. I mean, this movie. When Samuel Jackson's on screen, it's out there.
Yeah.
When everyone else kind of plays it more straight in this film, even though they do have it up, but they take the film a bit more seriously.
Yeah. I think he got a different memo compared to them lot.
Yeah. Or he was like, "I'm gonna be Samuel Jackson. That's what you hired me for." So
yeah.
Here we go.
Or he might have read this. Wait, is the comics like this?
I don't know.
Because unless he's old enough to read the original comics, like,
yeah,
I'm gonna play it authentically and give the character justice, and maybe,
But the main thing I can say that is good about this is the way it looks.
Yeah, it looks stylish. Like, even when did that film come out? Like, I want to say 2009,
2008.
Oh, there we go. You already said that. Yeah, it looks really good for a film that come out that long, and that's like over 15 years ago at this point, right?
Yeah, I thought the special effects looked pretty. Like the way they do it is like is comic book-ish.
Yeah.
And it's very. But the thing is, it's not. It's because Sin City has also done it, and it's from the same guy that did Sin City. If you watch them back to back, you might think, okay, is this a sequel to Sin City, or is this guy ripping off Sin City?
Yeah.
Even though he kind of and I suppose if you read The Spirit, you'd be like, I'm not sure about as an adaptation
how this works.
Yeah. But hey.
Wait, The Spirit, is he a DC character?
Was he? You know what? He wasn't when DC was doing First Wave. I don't know if you know about that. Do you remember that far back?
Sounds slightly familiar.
So I think during the New 52, they got all their noir stylish characters.
Yeah.
Like Batman, The Spirit, and Doc Savage.
Yeah.
And they put them in one comic book. Like a 6-part series or stuff like
that. I remember that now. Yeah.
But it was in its own continuity.
Because that explains why they make the reference to like Batman and the weird reference about Robin.
Well, here's the thing: is a lot. That's what I'm saying is when it reminds you of Batman, there's a lot of things here that are Batman-ish. But I don't know how much compared to the Spirit is like Batman. But if you're making a movie of the Spirit, would you want to make it very similar to Batman? I don't know.
Yeah, because what does someone say? Oh, like that guy. Someone's name's Robin. Oh, like the psychic with the cute, the kid psychic with cute dairy. I was like, that's problematic. All right, sure.
Yeah. At least it was a lady saying it, not a guy. Because
that'd be like.
I mean, the guy in the scene, if he said it.
Oh, that's.
I have to say as well. I mean, look. Here's the thing, right? The Spirit in this movie had the Vin Diesel effects, which I bought for some reason, right? I didn't dispute it. I was like, okay, all the ladies love him, right? All the ladies want him. But the thing is with this, because it's a one-off, obviously. Like Gabriel Mark is not going to do every film where the ladies love him and stuff like that. So he kind of is like, all right, but he's also a mystery man, and he's got that kind of cool charisma about him. Yeah, that I could accept the ladies and the femme fatales of this world are intrigued by that. Yeah. Not necessarily they want to hook up with him or whatever, right? But it's just like, oh, you know what? Let me see what this guy's about.
Even though the ending is really weird, but
oh yeah, there's sections of this film I think where the belly dancer lady, where she was going to chop off his they angle at some history they had, that's never explained, and then when she saves him, right, when she turncoats and saves him, and then they come out of the sewer hole, she shanks him, and then he's like, all right, and then she just dances away, and like, okay, I suppose.
I guess.
Yeah. But I accept it as part of the world that they live in. That's the strange thing. It's like they do stuff, and I don't think it's like plot hole stuff. It's just like, oh well, they've just gone in and out of people's lives as you would in the real world, where stuff just crosses over and just happens to be whatever.
Yeah. What was the other funny thing that I enjoyed in this film? The random bit where Samuel Jackson's dressed up as a Nazi.
I
was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's
and I think partially most of this film was just so they could get Scarlett Johansson in all sorts of appealing costumes is the best way I could put it. I was like, all right, fine, but the thing is, they play like they know what film they're in, so you accept it. It's not gratuitous, it's not over the top. It's just like, all right, we're just gonna wear these form-fitting suits, or the cat suits and whatever. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, to be fair, she could have looked a lot more like dressed inappropriately, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And her character, I liked her character. She was pretty like. She wasn't really a villain. She's just doing it for the money. I was like,
yeah. She does like it just because that was good because like I found that it was different. It's just like he pays me well, and that's that. Isn't
my
it,
college
really?
debt will be done by the end of this. So hey, I was like, okay, fair enough. There's logic behind her. Yeah, okay, she's just not. I'm following the guy because he's a man. Yeah, that's cool.
I think they like to call him the why they called him the Spirit made sense. I always thought, okay, the logic is that he's got shot, right? Yeah. And then he come back from the dead, so people think he's a ghost. Therefore, he's a spirit, right?
Okay, yeah.
But here they're like, oh yeah, my city needs me and stuff like that. As though he's actually Batman narrating about Gotham.
Yeah.
She provides me. She's my lover, and I am her spirit.
Yeah.
He says that at the beginning, and he says that at the end, like to cap off the film. Fair enough. I mean, there's a bit where the commissioner says it in the middle of the film. It's like, yeah, but you don't really kind of. I mean, I don't know how many. Twice is all right. 3 times is a bit too much.
Yeah, kind of like drumming it home for no reason.
Yeah, because I get it for the intro and I get it for the ending.
Yeah, but in the middle, no need.
Yeah.
But another funny thing about the end, when how he tried to explain that whole bit, I was like, okay, he's committing to one woman because he kisses Eva Mendes' character. And then he goes to the woman who keeps like fixing him up. Oh, I love you, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, he basically says he loves no one. except for the city days. In.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
But that's partially why I accept it, because he's not playing them and he's not trying to sleep with them or anything like that.
No.
He's like, yeah, I'm using them to help me. I'm saying things and I'm using the people that are valuable to me to protect the city. All right, fine. So yeah, you know, you're not there for the casual hookups or whatever. You're like, I'm gonna lie to this lady, yeah, lie to this lady, yeah.
Yeah.
Or get this lady to get entranced by me. But really, you know, I ain't gonna cheat on my city.
You could have just said to both women at the end, like, yeah, nah, you know, I don't need either of you. The city needs me. She's my woman. But,
yeah. But then it would be very Batman.
Yeah, true.
Which, it was going in that direction anyways. It's, I didn't like we're saying, the performances weren't bad. The comedy guy, I don't know about, you know, the bald-headed geezer who was
what, the clone things or whatever it is. Yeah.
But I did like the wacky cloneness where they like, okay, he got run over.
Yeah.
The way that Samuel L. Jackson kills them people, and then he's cloning another one, and another one's just a foot with a head on it. All right,
Yeah.
and it's like Samuel L. Jackson looking like, this is weird.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. Yeah. To be fair, I haven't watched this film since it came out, because I think I didn't see it in the cinema. So I bought it for Blu-ray for my dad years ago for birthday. And I absolutely hated it when I saw it then, but now I don't mind it.
Yeah, I think it's because you know what you're going in for.
Yeah.
I just was like, it tries too hard in some places. No, it tries to. It's not. It's like it's an imitation of other films. It should have been more itself.
Yeah.
And the parts where it was kind of itself, were better.
Yeah.
Even though there were few and far in between. And when I say itself, I don't mean as the spirit. I mean as the movie. That's not Batman or Sin City. Yeah,
it should have been its own little thing, have its own identity. Yeah. But I watch it again, probably not.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. I like, if you watch with the sound off, they like not like, I think there's a scripting issue or something like that. They just try too hard to sound like they're tough guys. In, you know.
It sounds too 1950s. Yeah.
Well, no, it sounds like it's wannabe 1950s. That's the problem, because I'm telling you, when you watch films in the 1950s, they don't even speak quite like that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, see? Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so which one next? I don't know which one you have the most to speak about, so Two Vampires Kiss and Samurai Cop 2.
Let's do Vampire Kiss.
Oh, this film. Right. So, Nicolas Cage. Once I started watching it, I knew I was in for. And I was like, all the insanity that was happening, it was making me laugh. So, I was enjoying it. I can see how some people say it's bad, because it's just pure over the topness.
Yeah. Until
the very end. Which got me. But I'll let you have a say first.
Okay, I found this film entertaining because I've only seen like the meme of when he does that weird face and people. That's all I knew. I was like watching. I was like, oh, that's where this meme's from. That's cool. But I went in not knowing what this film was about whatsoever, and then like 10 minutes in, I just in my mind like, you know what, this is a comedy.
Yeah.
And then from then, I could enjoy it. I was like, oh, this is. Like, to me, how I managed to understand this film is like, it's a comedic film about a guy slipping into some weird mental health stuff.
Yes, exactly. What they should have done is have him, if they had him snorting mounds of cocaine or something like that, then his behavior would make a whole lot more sense. Even though he thinks he get bit by the vampire. And I did like how they play up insanity, because there's some scenes where can we not see the vampire lady and she's there, or is he interacting with? He's not actually interacting with anyone there.
That would have been a better way, because even at the end, I still don't actually know was she real or not.
Well, it seems like exactly. Well, you mean is she the vampire that bit him and caused him to go insane, or is she exist as a character who he had the one night stand with and then he encounters her later on?
Though, like, all of it. I don't understand.
Okay.
Did he actually get bit and become a vampire, or is this some weird thing to do with the
That's what I'm
case he was
saying is,
doing?
if he was popping pills and whatnot, this you could say half of this was just his mind just having a meltdown.
Yeah.
Because this is, like, as far as the comedy goes, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, until a certain point.
Jumping. He does that Brock Lesnar jump on the table.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, great stuff, because that's tough, man.
And the accent was hilarious. I don't know
Yeah.
why he had an accent.
I see. I didn't know if he was pretending to be British or wherever Keanu Reeves was from. And it sounded like if he was if he was in the middle, it would sound like it was Keanu Reeves in Dracula, where Keanu Reeves was trying to be British.
It sounded weird.
Yeah, but I think that adds to the silliness of the film.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah.
At the end, where he's just like, okay, so he buys his fake vampire teeth. He actually chomps on some girl's neck and kills her.
Yeah.
He then sees the lady that's supposedly bit him, and he's like, she's a vampire. She's like, get away from me! I don't know who. Blah blah. They throw him out the thingamajig.
Yeah.
And then the club, and then he's just like trying to find a plank of wood to stick himself because he can't. He's running around in the sunlight and he's like as though he's gonna melt, right?
Yeah.
And then we see him disheveled and whatnot with that plank of wood.
Yeah.
And then he walks into like he walks. I don't know where it is, a pole or a part of a building, whatever it is. And then he has this. He's like he's gonna start a fight with it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he cuts to like he's talking to a psychiatrist with still the plank of wood.
Yeah.
Somehow, which I found hilarious. Yeah. And I was like, but that's the thing. It's like when it flips back and forth between where he's talking to the wall as though it's his psychiatrist and he's getting feedback back, and then I was like, oh man, that's kind of like his brain, his mind is just completely gone. He's disheveled. He's a wreck. He's that he's a crackhead or whatever. I want to say he's just kept taking crack off screen or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, I felt sorry for the guy after because he in his psychiatrist vision.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be with a lady that complimented him.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
all
kind
he
of all he wanted. And then when the brother comes, like he tips his own sofa upside down as though to make a coffin for himself, right?
Yeah.
So when he goes back home and he's with his hallucination woman, right?
Yeah.
The psychiatrist hallucination woman who his life partner, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the main lady, the secretary's brother, come to kill him because he did some bad. Because Nicolas Cage did some bad things, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, he's like gonna smash him with a pipe wrench or something like that, right? And Nicolas Cage is like, oh, and he gets the stake of wood. Oh, kill me with this big plank of wood, right?
Yeah.
And I think off screen, like the thing goes down into Nicolas Cage, but you don't see the brother push it in.
No.
And then Nicolas Cage is lying on the floor with the stake, with the web in his heart, or whatever it is. And but it's a wide shot, and the brother's not there anymore. So I'm like, did he just hallucinate someone kill him?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
And he basically killed himself. But then again, like it kind of suit the tone of the film. It's like, this is wackiness. I enjoyed it. I don't know how many times I've watched it, right? But I do like the scene where, so when he's saying that he's becoming a vampire, right?
Yeah.
And he goes in the male toilets. He's looking in the mirror. I'm a vampire. And then you hear someone from like one of the stores saying,
"Oh yeah,
shut up, man! I don't know why you doing your live
you're
acting."
In a toilet.
Yeah. And then Nicolas Cage runs out there in what's it called? Like he's a schoolgirl.
Yeah, it's so weird. I was like, this is, and when he follows her into the lady into the toilet the first time, and it's like, get the F out of here. What is he doing here? I was like,
yeah, and then he starts apologizing. Oh, don't mean to, blah, blah, blah. And he's a joker because she then has to. He's trying to get her to find this document, which they've been told can wait till the next weekend. But he's like, nah, I'm just gonna go and bully the poor girl.
Yeah, like goes to a house.
Yeah.
I heard you was ill, so I come to see you.
Yeah, and I apologized for my behavior before, and I was like, "This, he's great. He's giving her a hope spot, right?" In the
Yeah.
taxi, he's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, I'll pay for the taxi, whatever, right? Just need you to come into work because I know I've been terrible to you and stuff like that." As soon as they get into work, he's like, "I paid $50 to get into work here. You better work hard." And I'm like, "Oh man,
Not.
yeah." I was like, "Geez," but he never lets up, which is great because it's like it keeps itself on a certain level.
Yeah.
And like you said, yeah, when you start, you're like, is this meant? I don't know what type of film this is.
No.
But then when you get to a certain point, you're like, yes, I know exactly what type of film this is. Yeah. It doesn't have to explain itself, what kind of genre it's in and stuff like that. You're just kind of there for the ride.
Yeah. The weird, wacky, cocaine-filled ride, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's popping pills on top of snorting cocaine, and then he's probably putting needles in himself as well. Because even though they show none of that stuff, right? How can man get to that level?
Yeah. Just like that,
Yeah.
It's a psychotic break after too much drugs. Oh, wow, this guy.
Yeah.
he's-
I don't know why, by the way. They didn't just have him just doing that.
Yeah. Kind
It
of
would
gave
it would have
more, you
worked.
understand.
Yeah. Exactly. This film is nutty.
It's-
I
I would
everyone else
probably
is
watch
actually
it again. I'll probably watch
Yeah.
it again. But yeah, like you said, it's
only Nicolas Cage is the one acting over the top.
yeah,
Everyone else is kind of acting
good.
appropriately for the film. That's what I'm saying is if he was taking whatever he was taking,
Yeah.
then his behavior will fit the film more.
Yeah.
I think they just went the full whack with that.
Yeah, they should have.
Okay.
Like the lady who Alva was her name? Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her character. I thought she was pretty good. And I did legit feel sorry for her the whole way through the film.
Yeah, she was getting bullied. And then then he went too far, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. That scene, I was like, that's a bit much.
However, he was having he started his whatever, and then he had a hallucination partway through it.
Yeah.
So you never see anything.
No.
And you would have just thought he started it.
Yeah.
And then they kind of jumped off. But I think she tells her brother that
Yeah.
the whole deal actually happened. So it was like, oh, okay. You could have you wouldn't have noticed.
But
and
he would because he remember there's a bit where he mentions to his shrink that he did.
Oh yeah,
it.
yeah. That's what she says to her brother, and she says to the hallucinations shrink at that point.
Yeah, and he just says like it's nothing. Oh yeah, I did that the other day. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Just casually, okay, yeah.
Oh, and I murdered a good couple of people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, the way they filmed the way they filmed it is you wouldn't have known unless someone said.
Yeah,
So that's kind of, I wouldn't say tastefully done, but at least it was ambiguous to a certain point.
Because he could just
until
not bothered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it kind of cuts off, and you think maybe he came to his conclusion, like his sanity again, and just stopped. But no, he did not. Fun
it just
times.
makes me think, by the way, because you watch Nicolas Cage nowadays, or even in like some his acting makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because you're like, if you start at this level, I suppose you can only go and start acting more serious.
Yeah, because what else can you do? And it's like
yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it for the silliness that it was. I'd probably recommend people to watch it because if you're a Nicolas Cage fan, it's kind of like American Psycho before American Psycho.
Yeah,
but even more psychotic, right?
Yeah, with less of a story.
Yeah.
But yeah, mental health. Check up on yours. Yeah. That's like I say. Probably learned from that. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Samurai Cop 2.
Yeah, Samurai Cop 2.
It tries to be in the same vein as Samurai Cop 1 because it's got the violence and the nudity. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's even though film was done 25 years ago, from that point, I mean, that was 1991 and this was 2015.
15, yeah.
It just didn't seem as high budget as the previous one.
I don't
or
know.
like filmed in the same style.
Yeah, I'll give it that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was a different director, because the original director died. Yeah.
There's some wackiness to this, but I don't think they were wacky enough at certain points. I was waiting for more Tommy Wiseau. Strange enough, I was like, oh yeah, when's your boy gonna appear? When's he gonna do some craziness?
Yeah.
You know?
Could have done with more of him, if I'm honest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you got Tommy Wiseau, that is your draw. Yeah. I have to say as well, I did accept on screen that they started in 1991.
Yeah.
And everyone still looks the same.
Yeah.
And the only one that changed actor when they go to 2015 is Tommy Wiseau. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
He aged like 50 years in 25 years.
And everyone else, even like so. What the first film was 1990?
I think so. Yeah.
So everyone else aged like 25 years in that 1 year, right? And then he aged 50 years between that point as well.
Yeah, because he's meant to be like a teenager there as well, isn't he? So that's what makes him
He look older than the Samurai Cop guy.
Oh,
okay.
Gosh,
and also thought it was a bit random. The beginning was a bit random. How? So the little girl comes along, befriends them, the Samurai Cop and his wife when they're walking around, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then the teenager comes along and he's like, "Oh yeah, have you seen my sister?" Blah blah blah. And when the Samurai Cop goes to have a look around, he just the teenager pulls out a gun and shoots the wife, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I'm not. Where is this going?
Yeah.
And then you wait till the last 10 minutes of the movie for it to tie together. All right, okay. At least they didn't. At least it wasn't just we do this so we can get the rest of the film going. Actually, was a point to it. You know how like some films it's like, we'll kill the love interest or whoever it is, the partner, to get these people to get the guy back in the saddle.
Yeah. Because I thought I was like, so is this like his Joe Chill? Just they're gonna kill. She'll kill the love interest, and then nothing will come from it.
Yeah.
But no.
I did he had the fight with. So there was a blonde lady he was fighting.
Yeah.
And she was kicking him, and he wasn't doing any. She was hitting on him, and she was making contact with him, and he wasn't doing much in the way of hitting her back. As in, he was trying to defend.
Yeah.
And then he clocked her with one punch and knocked her out over a table.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? But then then after he left the scene, she got up and was like, "Oh yeah, I got him. He's on the way," or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." I mean, yeah. Not to say women are weak or anything like that, but I was just like, how could she be throwing loads of punches at him, and he just knocks her out with one punch?
Okay. Yeah. No sense made, but it.
Yeah. But then when she was like, "Yeah, I got it," I was like, "All right, fair enough." The Samurai Cop and his partner were still a good tandem in this.
Yeah.
I don't think they had as much chemistry as they had before.
No.
But they still lean on the 4-4 and stuff like that, because there was one scene he was the partner was, I don't know what he was doing, I can't remember exactly what it was, but then he looked at the screen with like that smirk, and I was like, all right, okay.
Oh yeah. Is that near the beginning where he just I was like, that's weird, but okay.
You get there's a lot of randomness here.
Yes. I was confused, but in a good way, with a lot of this film. At the start, when they're talking about some weird trade galaxy thing, I was
when you say the very start, do you mean when the blonde girl is with is disrobing because she's gonna try and kill the?
That was weird. All right, no, after that, but that's also confused me. Because that part that added to me being confused. Because I swear they talk about space colonies and stuff. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
we're 25 years in the future. You're in space now? I'm confused.
I don't know. I will say this way: I was like, he was, because the guy, I don't know if he was a male or whatever, but it seemed like someone I reckon, we're gonna get them Yakuzas or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like completely white girl, right?
Yep.
white blonde girl. She's like, oh yeah, I've been the adopted daughter of whatever the accused or whatever. Like,
Yeah, the Shinjuku or whatever. I'm like, that's a place in Japan, but okay, sure.
I'm like, all right, fair enough. I mean,
Sure.
this is the type of movie I'm in for, so it don't need to make sense at all. Yeah.
But it's so weird. And his reason, Samurai Cop's reason for not being a cop anymore made sense. And then he's just going around killing people like 2 seconds after. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So his wife got killed at the beginning, and then he just happened to upon someone who looks exactly like his wife, but with brown hair.
Yeah.
Which you just look at it and you know it's blatantly a wig.
Yeah.
Horribly like
Yeah.
Because then she takes the wig off and she has a blonde hair, and then she puts the wig back on later on or whatever.
Yeah, because he goes, "How about dyeing your hair blonde?" I'm like, that's a weird thing to
Yeah,
ask a lady.
So I thought it was creepy. He got it with this lady specifically because she looked like his dead wife, and then he's trying to make her into his dead wife. And he's like, no, they probably have different personalities and whatnot, right? Except that she's deliberately trying to be like his dead wife to get him. And I was like, oh, okay. Now this is a triple inception going on here.
Yeah, too much inception for my liking.
But it was like, all right, it's not just it happens to be. It's just like, yes, we got someone to do that because of blah blah blah. Well, okay, yeah, all right, fair enough.
Sure, I guess.
Biling is in this.
Yeah, she's probably the best actress of all time because she makes no sense.
Yeah. Now, since The Crow, right? Since I've only after seeing her in The Crow, where she's acting mild, is the best way I can put it there, right?
Yeah.
Every other film I've seen her since, she's just completely over the top.
Yeah, I think she's got that point. She's like, you know what? I don't care, and just goes off insanity. Like, she's the best.
Yeah. I mean, she's suited in Crank. She's kind of suited in this because they play to that level as well.
Yeah. But some of it, I was like, I don't understand what you're trying. Like, I understand what she's saying, but I don't understand why she's saying it.
Yep, that makes surprising amount of sense. By the way, yeah, I'm not sure why you do the things you do, but you go ahead and do them.
Because even with Tommy Wiseau's character, there's that monologue at the end. I was like, I don't even know I don't think he knows what he's saying because it literally feels like he's just saying words.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know if he was just plugged into this film at the very end. Just like there's bits where he's appearing in the film, yeah. And it's like they don't seem to be part of the film.
Yeah.
Until the very end, where it's like, okay, this makes sense of why he's in the film. You know?
Yeah. I reckon right. I reckon that it was like last minute, just kind of thrown in.
But his acting did not seem over the top in there. Like it was like, you know what? Yeah. He suits this film. For some strange reason, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, as bad as he is in other films, I want to see more of him in this film.
Yeah. Because it's so insane.
Yeah. As much as that people chat crap about Tommy Wiseau, whether he's actually capable of acting or not, or whatever, right? But he does have in this film. He is a charismatic draw.
Yeah.
When he's on screen, you're like, all right, yeah.
I want to see more of this weird guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. But I think that's because of the tone of this film, you know.
Yeah.
So, and he was over the top as he should be.
Yeah.
I don't know why he was wearing like Kato mask and a hat and everything like that, but you know, I mean, you know, I don't know the Yakuza with all their white people. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, even the first one had white people, which was also confusing. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? All I'm saying is, nowadays Yakuzas are just probably trying to Winter Soldier America, where they're trying to get Americans to be in the Yakuzas.
Yeah.
To pretend to be Americans, so they can infiltrate whatever.
Yeah, I can buy that. I'll buy that. It's just and like the other thing I enjoy about this film is the story, because what is the story?
Yeah.
What is the story? I didn't understand a lot of it, and I enjoyed that. I didn't understand a lot of it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. This is one of those films you just kind of watch and you don't think, all right, how's this going to tie into this? Because I've accepted in this franchise, if there's going to be a third one, I don't know, but in this franchise, stuff don't have to make sense.
No.
The first one I liked because it did kind of make sense, but didn't really.
Yeah.
But made enough sense.
Yeah.
And this one, I was like a bit more wild than that.
Yeah.
But I think that's because of the lower budget and stuff like that. It just didn't look. It didn't look.
Because like
it looked more rushed to be made.
Like the I'll say visually, like the cameras and stuff they used, it looked good. Like, but everything else around it, like sometimes how the stages were set up, or even the special, I say quote unquote special effects, looked terrible.
Yeah,
but it kind of added to it.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where you're like, if it's bad, it's bad. But if it's bad throughout the movie, you kind of accept it on a certain level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like what's that film that we did watch? Captain Battle Legacy War.
Yeah. That was terrible.
Yeah.
That looked like it was like filmed on a weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. This didn't look so bad.
No.
And, I think because it's meant to be, it's silly.
Yeah.
And it is silly, right? And it knows it's silly. You could do tongue-in-cheek stuff a bit more with it, and you give them more leeway.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. It was just, what was the other? Sorry. Like, there's one of my favorite bits. There's a few favorite good bits in it. What I loved, you know, when he's having like the montage where he's accepting being the samurai cop again, and he's fighting that Japanese lady.
Yeah,
and he kills her. I was like, wait, why did you kill her? Because she's like, ha 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 ha, and then she looks down and she sees she's been stabbed, and she's like, ah.
Yeah. Like, all right, I don't get that, but whatever.
What is going on? This makes no sense.
But then again, he does have some random vision quests where he's on the beach, just kind of like swaying his sword about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
What was the other? There was that. There was when he stabs. That's it. When you see someone stab someone, and it's blatantly that they just put the knife to the side of them, because you kind of see the knife move again with the hand. I was like, this is the best. I'm gonna cry. Oh man, I wanna.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a fun film.
Yeah.
Don't expect huge set pieces or something like that. I think it's one of those things where the martial arts are, they quick camera cut and stuff like that. It's probably because people are older and can't do all that stuff. But they've got people that can't do fights.
Yeah.
And in fact, there was a scene. So the two blonde girls who are hit women, right?
Yeah.
They were on the plane. For some reason, right? Everyone's on the plane. Everyone's relevant to the plot is on the plane, and everyone's just trying to fight each other. Okay. Yeah. So they had wigs. I think she had a blue wig, and another had a pink wig.
Yeah.
And when they had to fight the samurai cop or throw a couple of punches, they shot from behind them. So you didn't see their faces.
Yeah.
Oh, they are smart because you get the stunt women in there or whoever, right? Yeah, they because they safety, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best. I love this film. Oh, and the casting's quite random, if I'm honest, as well.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, look. So when the teenage kid that speaks in the beginning does not speak in the Tommy Wiseau accent. So
no, not at all.
After he killed the wife, he also probably had the same mental breakdown as Nicolas Cage did, and then went to the Tommy Wiseau accent.
Yeah, that's why I brain cannoned myself. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And then there was that weird guy.
Yeah.
Was he meant to be talking Russian or Japanese or Korean? Oh, there's some young guy who fights a samurai cop and he kills him, and he's speaking some. I'm pretty sure it was a made-up language.
Yeah.
Because it didn't sound like anything. I was like, this...
Oh yeah. I think he okay. In my head's canon, he's speaking. He's supposedly speaking Japanese,
Oh.
but that guy clearly can't. Like he's not speaking it
No.
well.
He's not speaking anything. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I said. Wait.
but he's part of the Yakuza. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm like, so I think he's pretending to speak Japanese.
Ah, okay, yeah, that makes
A bit like
sense.
you know what, he should have done the Christopher Daniels Curry Man speaking Japanese, where when they interviewed him and Christopher Daniels cannot speak a lot of Japanese,
Yeah.
he just started saying Japanese wrestlers.
Yeah. Or Japanese manufacturer and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They should have just done that, where he's saying anime characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That'd have been hilarious.
That's oh gosh.
But yeah, it's like, what was he? What language was? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Would I watch this again? I don't know. I think the first one was more entertaining. So I think as a sequel, would you say it's a worthy sequel or?
Yeah, I'll say it's a worthy sequel.
Yeah.
It's all fan service, so yeah, you know.
Would you watch the TV cut, which is the Return of the Samurai Cop?
Oh yeah, I'll watch that.
Just because we want more of our boy Tommy Wiseau, right?
Yeah, of course.
I think it's hold on. So this one was Samurai Cop 2: Deadly Vengeance. There's Revenge of the Samurai Cop.
Yeah.
And there's also Return of the Samurai Cop. I think they're just different cuts of this film, probably though.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe one cut has maybe one of these three cuts is every cut put together. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would probably watch, aside from Birdemic 2, I'd probably and maybe Samurai Cop. I know I'm 50-50 on that. Even though there's good entertainment in that, I'd probably watch The Spirit and Vampire's Kiss again. Not right away or anything like that, but it's like that one's got Spirit for the visuals, Vampire's Kiss for the insanity.
I don't know. I would watch. Yeah, Samurai Cop, of course. I'm gonna watch
to be fair, by the way, I will probably watch the Tom Wiseau cut of Samurai Cop.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, I would probably as well.
But you were saying before I interrupted you.
I was just saying, I probably want to watch. I wouldn't probably watch The Spirit again, or if I did, like you said, I'll probably watch it with no volume.
Okay.
Or subtitles, and
yeah, because I think it's the delivery as well. So if you just put it in subtitles,
yeah,
you visualize the way they're saying. You kind of in your brain put their dialogue to their mouth.
Yeah.
It might sound that you might be able to have your brain deliver it in a more straight manner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I can't think of anything.
I do have to say as well, in Samurai Cop, there was a scene where he was wearing a cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this like a reference to the previous one where he was wearing a wig, but this time he actually isn't wearing a wig?
Yeah. Just to sort of pay homage to the the first one where he had to wear wigs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I don't know if doesn't look like there hasn't been a third one at some point, but yeah, we'll maybe they will release one. Who knows? What's
hopefully.
Hopefully.
I'd love to see it.
All right. What order would you say? What order would you rank these in?
Order I would rank these in probably just because of sheer entertainment value. Obviously, it'd be Samurai Cop.
Okay.
Then because of the insanity ensuing from it, Vampire's Kiss.
Right.
Then Spirit because it's a decent film, but I just wouldn't watch it again properly. And then obviously Birdemic would be last because it's terrible.
I'd mostly to say the same, but maybe I'll swap Vampire's Kiss and Samurai Cop 2, just maybe depending, right? But I mostly go with you say. So there's nothing bad about The Spirit specifically. It's well made. It's just that it sits in that middle ground.
Yeah.
Where it's like, It's one guy's hammy in it, and I think that's a bit over the top. It's not over the top to be like, oh yeah, I will. It's great, yeah. But then it's not serious enough to be like, you know what? It's a good film, you know.
Yeah.
It's like middle ground enough where you're like, it's competent. It's not bad. It's not great, you know. Other than the way, obviously, we were saying the way it looks, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess that brings us to a close on this episode, right?
I believe.
Oh, unless you want to put down film. I mean, we've got Birdemic 3 here, so and if you make anything that pops in your head,
we could stick into slightly kind of the same theme.
Yeah,
I can't even think of one to add to the list. It would be it's actually another Nicolas Cage film. I'm trying to think which one first.
Okay.
Because I was thinking of The Wicker Man because that's meant to be terrible.
Right. Or what's the other one?
The other one, I've seen it before. I haven't seen it since because I disliked it so much. Drive Angry.
Oh, we are also going to watch that Drive Angry. We are going to watch Drive Angry. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for the Christmas ones. Remember when we did that Christmas episode?
Oh yeah. Yep, I remember now. Yep.
So we are going to watch that one. So once the Wicker Man, yeah. Now we're going to put by elimination. We're doing Wicker Man.
Yeah.
All right. On.
Yes.
I'll give you the option here.
Yeah.
Do you mean the original Wicker Man or the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man?
Nicolas Cage Wicker Man, because they're both meant to be bat crap insane, but Do
you want to put the old Wicker Man on this as well?
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that gives us one left over. All right. Wicker Man. Oh, yeah. Wicker Man and Wicker Man. All right. And Birdemic 3, The Spirit. Okay. Now I haven't seen it. I don't know about it. Let me just get the title of it, right?
All right.
What do you think of Danny Dyer?
I can leave him.
Okay. So, seeing as we in the vein of The Spirit, right?
Yep.
There's a black and white British thriller called Jack Says.
Okay.
Yeah. With I believe it's Danny Dyer in it. No, maybe it's not this one. Oh.
Yeah.
So the Jack Says is the first one, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Danny Dyer and Jack Said the second one. Oh yeah, he's in the second one. Jack Said.
Okay.
Yeah. So we might have to do a sequel to watch both of them at some point.
Oh, cool.
Jack Says, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one. I don't know if it's any good or not. Probably isn't. But
probably.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see how we go from here.
Oh wow.
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 That's it. By the way, that's a trilogy. That's a whole trilogy.
Is it?
Jack Says, Jack Said, and Jack Falls.
Oh.
Yeah.
You sound terrible. All right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I saw the cover, like the posters and the covers, and they black and white. They try to give the vibe of Sin City, but I feel like it's a rip off Sin City. That's what.
Oh, of course.
But I haven't said it, so I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
Okay, because I know there's was it other films we could add to list to watch later? Like, what was it? Cockneys versus Zombies and all them.
Oh, I have seen that.
Oh, I haven't. The name alone just kind of put me off.
Cockneys vs Zombies. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I will put that on the list. So we'll probably watch one of the that Jack Said on that one as well.
All right, cool.
And then we'll just pick up another two at some point, right?
Yeah. That's doable.
All right. Okay.
Fun time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're in for a great time. Some of these.
Half the time we ain't, so you know.
Actually, you know what? Funny enough, I will say, of all the ones that we have done of this, right?
Yeah.
Would you say this is one of the better group of bad films that we have seen, or would you say that?
I'll probably say it's in the middle.
Yeah, because I think the one we did with all the video games films at the beginnings. Well, I mean, like we had Mortal Kombat, Annihilation, Street Fighter, Legend of Chun-Li, Tekken, and King of Fighters. Now they were bad, right? But they were all entertainingly bad.
Yeah, I'll give it that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we've had one where. Oh no! So Double Dragon, Fist of... well, we had Double Dragon, Fist of the North Star, Dead or Alive, and Dragon Ball Evolution. And I would say most of that was entertainingly bad, except for... I mean, Fist of the North Star was more bad.
Yeah, that was rather terrible.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll have to... Yeah, when we look forward... Well, I don't know if we look forward to Birdemic 3, but at least I believe Wicker Man, the original Wicker Man, is actually meant to be good.
Yeah, it's meant to be. It's I've heard from what I've heard. It's also like strange bits where it's a musical, so that's kind of interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least it's wacky, so we got stuff to say about it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that is that's us signing off. I am the man who never cheats on my city, CY Chon.
And I am the man who killed someone to join a gang and then went into a mental breakdown where I adopted a weird, mysterious Eastern European accent, Carl Charles. And once again, thank you for listening to us talk about bad films, but in a positive way. That's the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
And I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you look forward to the next time we talk about some terrible films or whatever we talk about next.
Yep.
But if you have enjoyed this, don't forget to give us a like if you're watching us on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. If you listen to this on the audio realms, don't forget to leave us a star rating on whatever podcast app you're listening to this on, and even a review. And don't forget to tip your waitress. Don't know why I said that. Thank you guys for listening to Trip Around the Multiverse. And wait, I just confused myself. Retake, which I'm not deleting. Thank you guys for taking Trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.
Come in, Alba. I hope you're not still angry at me about the other day, Alba. I apologized, and I honestly meant it. Pistachio? Yeah, that mescaline. Wow. That's strange stuff. Whew. I'll never do that again. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. I did it once.
Did you?
Yeah, just once in high school.
Ah. High school. Yes. Those were the days, eh, Alba? So, why do you have your coat on?
Well, I'm leaving. It's 5 o'clock.
But you know, Alva, you still haven't found that contract yet, have you?
With the law, there are 15. There's Spiegel files. It's all I do all day. I mean,
But you haven't found it yet, Alva. Now, don't you think it would be a good idea to stay late? Maybe work a little overtime?
My eyes are killing me.
Aw.
Well, I was also thinking today that maybe you could put somebody else on the job for a while. Or another secretary to help me out. I mean, to make the job easier.
Alva, there is no one else in this entire office that I could possibly ask to share such a horrible job. You're the lowest on the totem pole here, Alva. The lowest. Do you realize that? Every other secretary who's been here longer than you, Alva. Every one. And even if there was someone here who was here just one day longer than you, I still wouldn't ask that person to partake in such a miserable job as long as you were around. That's right, Alva. It's a horrible, horrible job. Sifting through old contract after old contract. I couldn't think of a more horrible job if I wanted to. And you have to do it. You have to, or I'll fire you. Do you understand? Do you? Good. And there's no problem then, is there?